Having a niche is the only way to become a successful creator. Niching down is the worst advice for content creators. You are the niche. Forget the niche. Focus on your audience. Can we just tone down the sensationalism a little bit? I sometimes wonder if that's what will keep me from growing, the fact that I cannot bring myself to make everything so dramatic or so black and white, because there is no right or wrong way to be a content creator. So today we're going to take that concept and apply it to the topic of niching. A couple years ago, you could not follow any TikTok expert or social media growth coach without them advising you to niche down in order to find success. And now it seems as though a lot of these creators have backtracked and are proclaiming that you are the niche, you are the brand, and that is the only way to succeed on social media these days. But niche creators, or like personality creators, the ones that are the brand, have always existed and have always coexisted successfully. In case you are newer to the social media growth, digital marketing conversation, let's define what a niche is. At its simplest, your niche is the topic that you focus on as a creator. And the idea behind niching down is to get hyper-focused on your topic. For example, there are tons of travel bloggers, creators out there, but there is a much smaller subset that focus on luxury travel or budget travel or family travel, solo travel. And naturally, when you create in these less competitive spaces, it is so much easier for you to emerge as an authority, as everybody's go-to person on this topic. For a lot of creators who focus on niching down, it can eventually get to the point where somebody will think of that topic and will simultaneously think of them. The result of this is that niche creators don't often have these massive following of millions upon millions of fans, but the audience that they do have is super tapped in. And all of this actually makes it easier to monetize in the end. There's an expression that was especially popular in the peak of the blogging days, which was "the riches are in the niches." I hate it when people pronounce niches, but I digress. The reason for that saying, though, was just speaking to the power of the monetization potential of being a hyper niched down creator, blogger, YouTuber. Because if you are an expert on something, people are going to want to buy the products you recommend. So affiliate marketing is fantastic for niche creators. People are more likely to want to support you through something like Patreon so that you can continue to feed them information on a specific topic. If you create like an ebook or some other product around your topic, you know that it is going to interest the majority of your audience because your audience all followed you for that one thing. So if creating within a niche and niching down has the potential to be so profitable, why has there been this big push away from it in advising people to become their own brand, that they themselves are the niche? First and foremost, I think it is because the most viral creators out there are the brand. They are what I like to call personality creators. People love them or for whatever it is they represent. They will tune in to watch them do literally anything. They will buy a product just because that creator was seen using the product. They might style, cut, dye their hair simply because this other creator did so as well. And these creators are big. These creators, I feel, are almost closer to celebrity status. And I think it's really alluring to want to be that, to have that level of success. And so I think a lot of TikTok, Instagram, social media coaches feed on people's desire to be that and say, well, if you just become your niche and focus on becoming the brand, you too can be like this mega famous creator. And I don't think that's the best goal to have, because you can't strategize your way to becoming the next Alex Earl, for example. One thing I want to add is that while your digital footprint is permanent, for the most part, unless you have a lot of money and can just scrub everything, the niche that you are focused on isn't. And a lot of these massive personality creators actually did start with a niche to build up their initial community. And these niches aren't even super focused on delivering a specific type of information. There's comedy niches. There's a story time niche that blew up a lot of YouTubers back in the day. Get ready with me's. And as these communities started to build around these creators, they started to fall in love with their personality or started to aspire to be like them. They started to grow into these brands in of themselves. I also think there's a little bit of ego at play when people are resistant to the advice of niching down, because people don't always like to hear that their audience is primarily there for the topic that they cover, not for them. But I get it, niching down is not for everyone. And there are actually a lot of benefits to focusing on you, yourself, being the niche of your online presence. First is the flexibility and creative freedom in space. If you are the niche, you can get away with sharing so many different aspects of your life, talking about so many different topics while still being true to your audience. And I find that a lot of creators who started with a niche start to get restless. I've been there myself, and we just get this urge to be understood by our audience on a deeper level. We have this desire to share more of ourselves with the people that we interact with daily online. And there's also the fact that trying to figure out your niche is incredibly paralyzing for a lot of people, and it can prevent so many people from even starting. I cannot count how many people I've hopped on a one-on-one call with that said, I have so many ideas, I want to be a creator, I just don't know where to start because I can't pick a niche. I don't know what I want to cover. So if you're an aspiring creator and you're sitting there like, okay, thanks for the info, but what do I do with this? This is my advice for aspiring creators. If you have a hyper-focused interest, something that you feel like you could talk about for years to come, or if there's a topic that you are extremely knowledgeable in and you can be the expert on in social media, then create a niche down platform. Another benefit of this, which I forgot to put with the other benefits, is that in doing so, you can actually distance yourself a bit from your content. You can really approach it as a job, albeit a fun one, but you don't have a bunch of strangers critiquing and nitpicking you as a human and your life. There's distance there when you are a niche creator. But if you are a creator or an aspiring one that just knows they want to create and that's kind of it, and you feel like you have a million topics you could talk about, then I challenge you to just narrow it down a little bit. Focus on a handful that you feel represent your life. Try to build a community around your interests and see where it takes you. You can adapt as you go. And if you are the type of creator who is trying a little bit of everything, you will probably surprised that your niche will find you. There's a video down the line that is going to blow up and bring you an influx of new people who want to hear more and more on that topic or more and more about you. So just make sure that whatever you're posting about is something that you could see yourself continuing to post about in the future. I hope you enjoyed this non-sensationalized discussion about niching as a content creator, and I hope that it helped you figure out how you want to approach your own social media journey. If you are a beginner and want some more tips on how to get started, watch this next, and I will see you next time.